This and every episode of REKT Podcast is brought to you by Beaksy Exchange, an upcoming cryptocurrency exchange built in collaboration with One Market Data. Beaksy is bringing legacy finance speed, power, and sophistication to crypto for the first time. With 225,000 transactions per second per pair, comparable to NASDAQ, 15 order types on day one, with 25 order types on full rollout, and a dedicated customer support team, Beaksy is setting itself apart from the competition. Check out Beaksy today at Beaksy.com and pre-register today at Beaksy.com/registration to get your free Beaksy Exchange tokens. That's Beaksy.com, BEAXY.com.
Hey, this is Shiv from Blockparty, and this is REKT.
Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast. I am Bunch You Bets alongside my esteemed colleagues and co-hosts, Crypto Chamber. Chamber, how you doing, buddy?
I got the Christmas spirit in me. I'm filled with Christmas magic. I have one more day of work left before 2 weeks of holidays.
You're full of Christmas bullshit.
That's probably more like it.
I have a bone to pick with you right now. Right before you came on, you tweeted some absurd crap about Santa Claus that I am just not ready to deal with.
Listen here.
I didn't see it.
So I was reading this. This all kind of stemmed from I think earlier this month. I read books to my daughter before bed, so it was a lot of Christmas books. This for the last couple of weeks. So I was reading to her. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Mm-hmm. Right? You guys are familiar with this one?
Yes,
this beautiful poem. Old as time. In it, Santa's described as a jolly old elf. And I started, I'm like, I didn't know Santa was an elf. Yeah.
No.
So I had asked, the Twitter sphere, if they thought Santa was either the head elf or a human alongside other elves. And it's a dead heat. It was like 50-50 last time I checked.
I blew a gasket on him.
That is bogus. Who
I'm not saying I'm one way or
garbage.
Santa is not an elf.
He is a human.
We'll put it out. We're putting it out on our podcast Twitter tomorrow. We'll settle it once and for all.
I'm not saying I'm one or the other. I'm just saying I've seen both.
Anyway, all right. Well, that heated me up before we got on here. Cynthia, how are you? Now that I've probably heated you up a little too.
Yeah. What the hell? I'm great. I am like neck deep in Christmas crafts and parties and cookies for my kids.
Mom life.
Yeah. The holiday spirit is not so jolly over here for mom life.
Yeah. And we have an awesome guest with us today. We have Shiv from Blockparty. Shiv, how you doing, man? Pleasure to have you.
I'm doing great. I'm actually looking forward to Christmas. I'm looking forward. So I don't know about the elf. I don't know about the elf thing, but
let's weigh in on that.
Weigh in on that. Elf or not?
That's disappointing.
I'm saying no way. By the way, it's got me so bothered.
So triggered.
It triggered me more than anything.
A little elf coming down the chimney?
Yeah, it got me so triggered that
it makes more logical sense that an elf is coming down the chimney, though.
Right. I sent the question to my buddies that I'm in a group text with. Let's see. One of them said, "Hell no." One of them said, "Dumbest thing I've ever heard." And the other one said, "Fuck no." And so that's the response I got back.
So poll update as of right now: human 57%, elf 43%. That's pretty close.
It's closer than it should be, in my opinion. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. We got Shiv here. We're going to talk a little Blockparty, have a little fun, do a little news. Shiv, we like to start off with our guests kind of just getting into how they got into crypto. What were you doing before? How'd you get into crypto, blockchain, everything like that, and how'd you get to where you are now?
Yeah, I've done a lot of different stuff. I used to work in banking and in tech at eBay, and then I owned a share of a music festival, and it kind of sucked. The ticketing experience was really bad. PDFs and then another PDF, the same PDF coming in. Lots of fake tickets, fraud, all that kind of stuff. And there was scalpers hanging outside the festival with. I didn't want to go up to them. They looked kind of dangerous, and so I just, I thought it was a royal mess. And at the same time, around the same time, one of my friends who runs this IT consulting company, pretty big. They do a lot of blockchain work for banks, and he was like, you need to check this out. This is 2015. So I looked into it, and I just realized that it was a natural fit. It made a lot of sense. So I kind of learned about blockchain before I learned about crypto, and then slowly the crypto bug just kind of took over, as it does.
As it does indeed.
Yeah. So why don't you tell the audience kind of what Blockparty is and kind of how it works?
Actually, a quick question I had, if you don't mind. You said you were involved with a music festival?
Yeah.
What type of music festival are we talking about?
It was kind of like a trap hip hop festival. I mean, that's not really my main thing. I'm sort of more into house.
I'm not cool
music,
enough to go
but
to any of those festivals.
Trap and hip hop. Yeah, a couple of those guys.
I am cool enough. I listen to that stuff. These guys are fogies.
Obviously, you're cool enough, Cynthia. But
no, it was good. It had like Lil Wayne was the headlining, and then we were trying to get Marshmello. Couldn't get Marshmello, so we got.
I don't know who that is.
Logic.
sounds.
I know who that is. So
yeah,
it
so
was.
old.
It was. It was pretty good.
Wait, you guys don't know who Lil Wayne is?
No, I know who Lil Wayne is, not Marshmello.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's above my pay grade.
Yeah, I don't know who Marshmello
is. Dude, big Marshmello hat. Anyway, so it kind of, it was in New Jersey actually. So
nice, represent. I'm from New Jersey. So.
It was down the shore.
Is that the Jersey Shore? Is that the infamous Jersey Shore?
The one and only Jersey Shore. That's
greatest episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
You refer to it in Jersey as the shore.
Okay. Just shore.
When you're outside,
there's only one shore.
It's like you also call New York City the city. It's not it's not New York. It's the city, then it's the shore. And we don't like proper nouns.
I'm learning about marshmallows.
Where else is
learning
there?
About
exactly. That's exactly right. Anyway, so tell the people kind of what Blockparty is and how it came to be. Then after you had those kind of issues.
Yeah, so I wrote this business plan, it was more of a VC, seed investment kind of business plan, just real blockchain, no crypto. And I took it around Silicon Valley at that time, trying to get some investments, and no one was really interested. No one understood. I don't think anyone really understood blockchain at that point. So I ended up doing something else. I started a data company, and that kind of did okay. Ended up partnering up with Samsung and a bunch of things like that. And I hired a guy who ended up becoming the VP of engineering at this company, and he had sold a blockchain startup to a $1 billion company, made a ton of money, and he was like, I'm looking for the next thing to do. And I sort of dusted off this old business plan that I had, and he said, well, I could build this. And he built Power. He kind of built Power Ledger in 3 months.
Wow.
Oh, really?
So, and they paid a lot of money for it. So I was like, okay, well, if you could build Power Ledger, you could certainly build a Ticketfly.
Sure.
So let me. It was a good timing. It's kind of September 2017. The market was pretty hot. A friend of mine, David Namdar at Galaxy, he was like, you need to get this funded, because there's a couple of ticketing startups looking at the space and or investing or raising money, and they're just really not doing a great job at it. So I kind of we quickly wrote up a white paper and raised a bunch of money. So that was kind of how it came about. I mean, he had some really unique ideas on how to actually do it properly, and it made a lot of sense, like attaching digital identity to the tickets and making it transferable in the secondary market. So he came up with some really good stuff.
Yeah, so how does that all work together with the blockchain? So, I had downloaded the app and I was messing around with it and I think it's an awesome idea because, there's tons of ticket fraud that I've personally dealt with in the past, that when you go to these events, and it just seems like a no-brainer when you talk about how it might work with blockchain. So how does it work kind of within the app and like you said, secondary markets as well?
Yeah, it's we tried to make it kind of seamless so you wouldn't really think about blockchain if you didn't really need to.
Honestly, there's like nothing on. I wouldn't know I was using a blockchain application if I was just using it, because the interface is pretty seamless. Like there's nothing about a specific wallet or keys or anything like that you have to do from a user experience standpoint.
Yeah, we actually want to integrate some of that in, so it actually starts to feel a bit more. You can see some of that stuff up front. We will have more on the key that comes up when you have your digital identity. You can use that key within the protocol for different things, but we wanted to have it such that you wouldn't need it, and in the same way we could use that same sort of UX experience to managing other things like any sort of transfer of asset. So eventually we would move beyond tickets, but the goal was just to we have tickets listed up on the app. You can buy the ticket as you would on an Eventbrite or something like that. You don't really see the blockchain. You can pay in fiat. We have not on the app, but on the web, we have payments in BTC and ETH. We don't have our token on there yet because the App Store has to approve our token.
Sure.
So there's some hurdles to get through, but it's pretty straightforward. And if you want to transfer it, you just it's kind of like Venmo. You just text it to someone. You text the ticket, and it's all on the blockchain. And we deattach your identity, and we attach the next the buyer's identity. So it's seamless. Like we know who turns up at the gate. You can charge money for it. You can set the markup, the cap on the markup, so that the person who gets transferred the ticket doesn't end up paying 50% or 100% uplift.
Oh, so you can actually
lots of different stuff.
I could actually sell it to somebody through just straight from as a secondary market then.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
You can sell it. You can sell it. You can buy 10 tickets and sell them, to your friends. So we set the caps as well. I mean, the smart contract's pretty useful.
That's cool. And is that your own chain, or is it built on something
Ethereum.
like Ethereum? It is Ethereum. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. We built it on Ethereum. Just making there's another couple of companies trying to build their own sort of ticketing and different experiences on their own chains, and it's just we just wanted to get something to market real quick, and we thought that Ethereum did the job up front. I mean, it might not be the best thing going forward, maybe EOS or Hedera or whatever. But I mean, at the moment, we just want to get a product out, get in the market.
Sure. So, and then in the future, obviously with the App Store and everything like that, that makes it difficult for your own token. But how will your own token work within the platform in the future?
I mean, it already does in the background. So every transaction is, the underlying mechanism is our token. The reason why that happens is because we actually use NFTs. So the ticket's an NFT. Because, you can't have a seated venue and have every seat exchangeable, or have VIP entry or underage, overage,
right.
All these different categories of tickets, all these different variables. You couldn't define it in an ERC20 contract, so you have to have them in an NFT, and then to connect. But if you have all these NFTs that are different, without having the ERC20 connected with it, it would end up being really slow and bogging down the network, like CryptoKitties.
Right.
So we had to have a code that links the ERC20 and the 721s, so that we could actually transact these tickets quickly. So we transact at 400 transactions per second for NFTs, which is no one's ever done that. So we sort of built our own kind of. We had to build our own kind of lightning-esque network, just to because you've got 100,000 people buying tickets. Imagine that, at the same time.
And they're not all
Yeah.
equal is the big point. So how do you do that? That's pretty interesting there.
Yeah.
That's something that I didn't think of until you just said it, which is pretty awesome. That makes what the protocol is doing in the background really neat. So that's cool. Yeah, for sure. Cool. Chamber, any questions there? I feel like I can see your brain
I'm just
working.
Googling marshmallows. I'm sorry.
Take off the W. There's no W at the end.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
He's getting ready with the eggnog and the
right,
marshmallows.
exactly.
No,
That's
you bring
funny.
up a good point. I just my wife wanted me to get tickets for we have a Cirque du Soleil coming in our neck of the woods, and she wanted to bring my daughter for Christmas, like as one of the Christmas gifts. So I get online, I start looking around, and there's so many secondary markets where I feel like I'm getting ripped off, and like you don't know what's happening. So I mean I could use it already.
You don't even know if that's a real ticket. I mean,
Exactly. No, 100%.
I was just going to say, I've done the shady back alley deal with meeting somebody for football tickets from Craigslist, or selling, or meeting somebody in an alley or in a parking lot for was Boston Calling. I sold somebody a ticket for that. So, but like if you're doing that, you don't even know. You have to trust that the ticket
I gave
is
up
real.
a lot of money.
Yeah, right, exactly. You have to trust the ticket is real, or that the person's not going to kill you in an alley. Which
I mean,
I've had someone pull a gun. A friend of mine had a gun pulled on him when he was trying to do a back alley deal for some tickets at the
No way.
in Brooklyn. Yeah.
we don't have any guns in Canada, so we're good. Just jars of maple syrup.
I was just going to say they would just syrup and feather you in public.
Or hockey sticks.
Yeah, hockey sticks. Yeah, exactly.
That's
Car.
game on. That's pretty funny. So cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So the project is pretty awesome. So tell people where they can find you guys, how to find you in the App Store, online, everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, just go to goblockparty.com. So goblockparty.com. It's got everything there. So if you want to look at the white paper and the smart contract audit, it's all there. If you want to just buy a ticket, you can buy a ticket or download the app. It's got all the buttons. But you can also search in the App Store and the Play Store, Block Party. It should come up pretty high in the search.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I downloaded it the other day, and I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, the user experience so far was pretty seamless. So which is awesome. So
we have to fill it up. Fill it up. I mean, we've got 20 more events we're listing right now. We'll have.
So how does that work as far as the events? Do you have to have specific events sign on? Can you what's that look like from your on-ramping perspective, or from an internal perspective, how you guys either sign events or things like that?
I mean, that's probably the most centralized part, of the protocol right now, is that we have to go out and, create awareness about, the product to the event industry, and it's a notoriously sort of relationship-oriented industry where people pay money in advance to get these long-term contracts. So we have to. That's the centralized aspect to it, and I think it takes a couple of years to really break that system down and have people come to us and then just interact directly with each other.
Sure.
And when we Satoshi into the wilderness, that'd be the ideal scenario. But I think for now, I'm still sort of beating the drum and knocking on doors.
Sure. I mean, eventually the awareness part will get there, and the value proposition from a venue or a event or a festival standpoint is pretty obvious. If you're from why somebody would want to be a part of that, because I'm sure these events and stuff deal with all kinds of fraud and returns and ticket issues all the time. So I mean, it seems like a no-brainer to me if I was running an event, as long as you know about blockchain.
Yeah.
So that's the cool part. But awesome. So we will keep on trucking along here, and we're going to do some news. Chamber, you got a news story for us today?
Yeah, it's kind of a news story. It's on CCN. Headlines: Bitcoin exchange HBus continues comedic billboard campaign.
This sounds like a fun one.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
So HBus is the exclusive U.S. partner of the massive Asian exchange Huobi, I think it's Huobi. I feel like I'm pronouncing it properly.
Someone will let you know if you're not.
Yeah, they sure will. Continued its funny billboard campaign this week with a new installment. The billboard depicts an aged man and reads, "Who says crypto is stressful? I'm 28 and I feel fine." And it's this old guy with the headphones on, and it looks like he's spinning some beats, as the kids would say. I don't know if that's what the kids say.
Is it? Are you sure it's not marshmallow?
It may be marshmallow. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I thought that's pretty good. It's a big billboard in this is in San Francisco. I don't know, cool. So yeah, they've been doing this for a little while now.
I feel like San Francisco is probably the only place you could put a crypto billboard and people would know what the hell you were talking about.
Well, we had we have them in Toronto.
You do? What did they say?
Yeah, so it's like we have like
buy the dip.
Yeah, I wish. No, but like they'll be. Do you guys not have like Coinbase billboards or anything like that?
I have never seen a Coinbase.
No, so we have Coin Square is the big Canadian one, and there's billboards like right downtown Toronto, like the place to have a billboard. Like I don't know how many thousands of people drive by there.
I've never seen a crypto billboard ever.
Yeah, they've been. I want to say for a good maybe a year. Like I've noticed it for a while. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe we need to make a REKT podcast billboard in Toronto.
Might have to. But yeah, the idea is I think they're going for like the E-Trade baby.
Those commercials were great.
Yeah. Originally voiced by my favorite comedian, Pete Holmes. A lot of people know.
You're a Pete Holmes freak.
Holmes. Yeah.
Maybe you could buy some Pete Holmes stand-up tickets on Blockparty.
I think I might. You got a new stand-up special coming out.
Get Pete.
Pete, since we know you're listening to this,
come on. I listen to all his podcasts.
Yeah, right.
At least you can do it. Listen to one of mine.
Right. Holla at your boy Shiv. That's awesome. Anything else to that story?
No, that's basically it. Just a little humor for today.
Because we're always short on that.
We're a little down. Yeah, we're a little dry at times.
Yeah, right. Of course. All right. So I got one here. The title of the article here from ccn.com: 2018 in 4 words. ICOs and Ethereum are dead. Wow, that's not... So we go from humor to doom and gloom. So, this is an interesting article because, one, the headline kind of grabs you, but the actual meat of the article is it's a bunch of crypto executives talking about what they think of the current market and where we might see things go next year. So here, the head of operations, Andy Chung of OKX, believes that Bitcoin price is being manipulated and pushed down to that $3,000 mark. He says, "I personally believe people are pushing it down because they want more traditional and institutional people to enter the market. It was too high and people were like, what the hell? Now it's a very good price so traditional people can come in to the crypto space and we'll slowly go up from 3,000. He's saying, you're going to see it go up from here basically but he says, from here on it's been a little price manipulation. Co-founder of Decred here, Jake Joachim Piot, says ICOs and Ethereum are dead. Well, he says in 2018 we saw the ICO model die, Ethereum flame out, and some tokens go to zero. Observing these failures reinforced our belief that blockchain-driven future isn't a quick fix. It'll take decades, patience, and longevity to build and gain mass adoption. Who else is in here? Let's see. Who is this? Akbar Thobini, CEO of SFox, it says that next year will be the year of institutional investment and stable coins. And then who do we have here? Cameron Chell, the chairman of ICOX Innovations, says that the bursting bubble was a blessing in disguise, gave us a lot of time to build and learn and things like that. So we actually have a CEO here with us. Shiv, what do you think of kind of what 2018 has been comparatively to what you've seen in, since you've started here in 2015, and where do you see kind of us going next year as far as where the whole market's headed?
I mean, I don't know if it's a blessing in disguise. I think it's a bloodbath. Let's be real. But
that's hot, honest takes. That's what we like.
I mean, there's a lot of people who scammed, but there's a lot of, really smart people who came into the market, not just for the money, but also because it was an easier place to raise money. VC sucks. I walk down Sand Hill Road. I don't like it. No one likes it. There's all these 3x dilution clauses. There's all this crap. And when there's this marketplace where, the people who come into ICOs, they're not dumb. They're not dumb money. They're actually doing a lot of research, or they're just looking for the pump. But either way, they are. They came into an overheated market and they got smashed, and that's the reality of it. I think the good thing that comes out of it is that a lot of that hot air comes out, and now we've got the people who are left who are smart. They build and they carry forward, kind of like 2002, 2003 when. Pets.com goes to zero, and then out of the ashes comes Amazon and Google and Facebook. So I think only a few will survive. With brand names like Blockparty, but plug.
Plug away, baby.
But yeah, I think 2018 sucked, and then I think 2019. I don't think 2019 is going to be. A pump year. I think it's going to be another slow year with a lot more institutions looking at it. The institutions take a lot of time. They take years to get through their investment committees and management committees and all that kind of stuff, and then they start building, and then they, Fidelity was quick. I think a lot of other institutions will come in next year, and then I think 2020 will pump big time. But it'll be a real institutional backed sort of growth. And there's all this regulation on what's going to happen with ICOs versus security tokens and all that stuff. I mean, there's going to be another year of figuring that out, in my mind.
What's your opinion on the regulation side of things and where we might be headed with that?
Most US tokens will either go to zero or, some of them will be utility tokens, and then most of them will end up having to figure out how to convert, in my opinion. I think there's a path to conversion, but the problem is really fundamentally you lose, your cryptocurrency. Now you just fractionalized equity, which is kind of lame. It's just like being a NASDAQ Capital Markets, early stage company. I don't think security tokens are amazing. I think cryptocurrencies are amazing, but I think the US is behind the game.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be surely interesting to see what the U.S. does with, because, I think so far we've done a pretty decent job at not stifling the innovation, but I could see, I've been listening to a couple people out there talking, and, if the U.S. could just stifle the entire thing in one foul swoop, and that would be pretty terrible, in my opinion. Yeah. But
they won't.
Anyway,
though.
Yeah,
I don't think they can because there's just too many. There's too many businesses that are still going to grow and projects that are still going to happen. It's just a lot of them will end up becoming security tokens, and the good thing is that investors are interested in security tokens so they can continue to raise money and grow. So that's a good thing.
And then, one more point there that they did mention in this article was, dApps and things like that. Where do you see the dApp market in 5 years? Obviously, you're built on Ethereum, so you have a at least a pretty positive outlook. What do you think about dApps and things like that?
I think dApps will become way more important than they have been. I mean, infrastructure, will be very, very important for the next couple of years. But dApps, I mean, all these infrastructure companies and blockchains are coming to us saying, "Oh, wow, you've got transactions. Come build on us, and we'll pay you, all this money." So, in the end, once you've got all this infrastructure, what are you going to do with it? The whole point is to have transactions in the end. So I think, blockchain for tickets, blockchain for Uber, blockchain for whatever. I mean,
sure.
They're gonna come and they're gonna have an impact. They need to.
Yeah, for sure.
Growth.
Cynthia, I don't know. Did you have a news story or not? I wasn't sure if we had two.
I didn't bring a news story, but while we were talking, it reminded me of something that I shared on Twitter today that I kind of wanted. It kind of fits with this, talking about what a bloodbath this is this year. A friend of mine, Andrew Gordon, is a tax attorney in Chicago. I actually met him at Voice of Blockchain when I was there. And I tweeted today about tax strategies when you're selling unrealized losses at the end of the year. A lot of people worry about...
Yeah, please tell me about that.
Specifically.
Speaking of losses, some people worry about wash sale rules. And he shared something with me in a different group that we're in, and I asked him if I could tweet it and just credit him, and he said, yeah, of course. And because I thought it was really interesting, he says that one of the best tax planning strategies is to sell your unrealized losses at the end of the year. He doesn't think that wash sale rules apply to crypto. He says, conservative position would be to wait enough time before rebuying to avoid wash sale. But if you have a substantial amount, to get an opinion letter from a CPA or an attorney saying that wash sale rules don't apply, which I thought was interesting. And, so
that's financial advice.
I forgot to put that's not financial advice in my tweet. Actually, I should probably add that. But it's very interesting.
That's all right. Everything we say here is financial advice. So.
If you're taking financial advice from a podcast called REKT, you might want to think again about your life choices.
You're in the wrong business, right? Exactly. And then the one thing the other thing we did talk about in the beginning of the show off air was the Bloomberg articles and things like that. Shiv, you got an opinion on what we've been seeing from Bloomberg lately?
No opinion whatsoever. No, honestly, I was in investment banking in 2008-9, and I got quoted a couple of times by Bloomberg reporters, and I sort of got to know a couple of them pretty well, and they were told at the time by top level editorial that they had to come up with salacious news, with big catchy headlines, ideally sexual innuendos. I'm spicing it up here, right? But
I don't think so.
but the reality is, I mean, that's because otherwise it's just boring kind of stock quotes and this and that, and I think they're sort of that's what they're doing. They had a brown cover, of their magazine called sounds like or something sounds like Bitcoin or something like that. And it was I don't know. I just think that it's selling magazines. That ultimately you got to remember what's the point of them being around. They're selling magazines. They got to make money. Otherwise, they're going out of business. Most of these guys are going out of business. So how do they sell magazines?
That's very true. And to back up a little bit, I don't think we explained what we were talking about when you got into this, Bunchu. But it was the article that came out that Bloomberg was paying big bucks to editors that came up with articles that quote unquote were able to move the market. that are just sensationalized.
Ooh. Sorry, I was talking about something else. I was talking about that cover. Cover of the Bloomberg Business Week. That was just...
well, it's interesting. Horrendous. It's interesting that you said that, Cynthia, because the article that came out, I guess, last week that really pissed me off was the one about, like, the headline was, "Want to launder money? Go to your local Bitcoin ATM." And I'm like,
are you kidding?
I read that and I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me, man!" Yeah. I'm like, this is bullshit. So that one went around, pretty hard.
It did, yeah.
But again, like that's an article and a headline that, one, I feel like is just completely irresponsible, but two, would have the ability to move a market in the sense that, okay, if you don't know about crypto and if you don't know about Bitcoin, that's what normal people think about Bitcoin, and that's going to keep them from buying. That's going to keep them from getting involved in Bitcoin and blockchain and all that stuff. And so that's a market suppressing headline for sure. So, I tend to agree there. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's sad. My husband likes to, get angry over the fact that true journalism is a dying field, but I totally agree that a lot of things are moving this way towards, what is like going to catch, everyone's eye and get clicks. It's all sensationalized and whatever.
Do we count as journalists now?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just waiting for my credentials.
Yeah, well,
Still waiting.
Still waiting for mine in the mail also. But anyway, all right, that's going to do it for us for the news. We are going to get into some fun and games with Rapid Fire.
Are you ready for this, Shiv?
All right.
All right, Shiv. They're going to give you the gauntlet now.
So, Shiv, couple of questions here for you. We want to get to know you a little bit better. So just, answer as honestly as you can. But just for having a little bit of fun, we want our audience to get to know you a little bit better. So we'll start off with a couple of easy ones here for you. What's your favorite movie?
Dusk Till Dawn.
Great movie. I really I agree with this message. One of the best twists in any movie I've ever seen. What was your what would you say was your guilty pleasure song while you were growing up? So as a kid, what was the song that maybe you don't want your friends to know now that was your favorite song?
Oh, dude. I grew up. I'm a.
What'd you grow up
Probably
listening to?
I wear my sunglasses at night.
Oh, a little Corey Hart.
Heck yeah.
That's a Canadian.
That's a good jam.
That's another fellow Canadian. All right. So, let's see here. What's your favorite phone app?
Coinbase.
Coinbase. Cynthia, that's yours too, isn't it?
Coinbase is the devil.
Coinbase is going to get everyone in crypto.
They sure will. One at a time.
Right, but yeah, we'll see.
100 million.
Just like the devil will get all of us. So, all right, Jeff. What's your favorite breakfast food?
Breakfast food?
Yeah.
Eggs. Just plain eggs.
Plain eggs.
Boring. I'm very routine oriented.
No, that's all right. All right. Who's your celebrity crush?
Mila Kunis, maybe.
That's a good one. I just watched her. I just rewatched the movie. What was it called? I don't know. I forget what it was called, but she was good looking. She was so good looking, I forgot the name of the movie.
There you go.
Extract was the name of the movie. It was pretty good. It was a Mike Judge movie. It was quite good. Very hot Mila Kunis, by the way. Do you have? Would you say you have any addictions? Not necessarily, heavy drugs, but something that you can't live without.
Yeah, I actually I produce music like sometimes on my computer, so I can work all day, but then if I get on my computer and I start producing music, I could literally do it for 24, 48 hours at a stretch.
Really? No sleep, no food kind of thing?
No sleep, no food. Just
That's
walk out of
awesome.
this recording studio with like pajamas on, eyes down, all that kind of crazy stuff. Yeah.
All right, a couple more here. What's your favorite sport to watch?
UFC.
UFC.
Yeah, I mean, I've sort of gone a little bit off it now because I just don't know who the
big players
people
are.
Yeah, I used to like Chuck Liddell and versus Tito Ortiz and all those sorts of guys, but now I kind of don't know who anyone is.
No, I'm with you. I know those guys, the old school dudes, but I don't know any of these new kids. Last question. What's your favorite conspiracy theory? What gets into your head and doesn't get out?
Oh, man, so many
Yes.
conspiracies, so little.
There are so many.
Man after my own heart. We're big conspiracy theorists here, so.
Wow, I could go on for a while.
Me too.
I found a new one. I'll talk a little bit to help jog your memory. So, somebody sent this to me the other day, and it was about 2 weekends ago, and it ruined my weekend because I went down the rabbit hole and did not get out. So, somebody said the movie Snowpiercer, which was a movie that came out maybe 10 years ago. It was a good movie. Was the sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, well, I saw you share that, but I've never seen Snowpiercer or even know what it's about.
So it's this Korean director. He's great, and it's this not post-apocalyptic but futuristic. It's kind of like humans have ruined the planet, and this guy created this train that everybody kind of lives on, and it's perpetually pushing all the time. And these people live on it, and they basically live off these like food rations, and it's insane. So it was a good, I remember watching it at the time. I think I watched it once, and it was a pretty good movie. Some good actors in it.
May have to watch
and
this.
didn't think much of it at the time, but then you go onto YouTube and just Google Snowpiercer Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory. It will ruin your day.
Mind blown.
It will ruin your day. Yeah.
Hey,
you will go
I
and
typed
watch
in
both movies right away.
Snowpiercer, and the first thing that popped up was Snowpiercer Willy Wonka.
It's
Wow.
It's so good. So if you're a Willy Wonka fan, go out and watch yourself some Snowpiercer, or I should probably watch the YouTube clips first and then watch Snowpiercer.
Oh, there's even a
and
Reddit subforum for this. That's perfect.
Wow.
It blew my mind. So
I feel like eating chocolate and watching Willy Wonka right now.
Right?
nothing wrong with that. That's a good way to spend an afternoon.
Yeah.
So do you anything come to mind? Or
In that time, I was going down the rabbit hole myself on that.
I know. See, it's
mentally.
good. Well, you know what? We'll use that one as your favorite. That'll be your new favorite conspiracy.
I mean, I've got a lot of political ones, but I think they're kind of
Me
boring.
too. We won't get into mine. I got in trouble
I
last
think
time.
Which is more fun ones. We want to stay light. We want to stay as light as possible. But that pretty much does it for us. We'll give you the stage right now to plug anything you want. Where can people find you? Twitter, Instagram. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at ShivCoin. That's my handle. Twitter for the company is Blockparty, and GoBlockparty.com is our website. That's got everything else on it. So I'd love to have you guys get on there, buy some tickets, check it out, and come to one of our events.
I know I'll definitely be hopping on board there. So we'll attach both of those Twitter handles in our post tomorrow morning when we drop the show. So we'll make sure we get you on there as well. But that pretty much does it. Cynthia, you got anything to add?
No, I don't think so. I really dig this.
Bunch you had to leave,
though.
by the way. If anybody,
Yeah,
I was going to say if anybody's worried that.
Yeah, I know he wanted me to come on earlier. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
he's a busy man. He's a very.
Yeah, what did he have? Some kind of holiday thing to do with the wife,
I think-
the wifey.
Yeah, I think something important, more important than you and I, Cynthia.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we had a good conversation though. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was good. I am a big fan of the project though, and I've been looking at your website while we've been talking. So I'm definitely going to download the app and check it out.
You're in Miami, right, Cynthia?
I'm close. I'm in North Florida. I'm in Atlantic Beach.
I think we initially talked about you trying to get you down to one of our festivals.
Yes, you did. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Now I see your face. I remember.
That is why I recognize your face.
Yeah,
I knew I recognized you from somewhere.
We've got another one coming up in Florida. We should definitely make that happen.
Do you? Yes. Yeah. I'll get with you.
We do lots of stuff in Florida, actually. And hopefully Toronto. Which part of Canada are you in?
So yeah, I'm in the central part of Canada. It's the main part.
The main part, where all the oil is.
Yeah, no, we're not. No, that's in the west. So every other Canadian that doesn't live close to Toronto hates Toronto because we're the New York, I guess, of Canada.
Oh, okay. The cool part.
The cool part. Yeah. So
that makes
pretty
sense.
much does it for us.
You are a hipster, so.
I am. Well, I want to be. Come on, I'm a full-fledged hipster. But that pretty much does it for us. A little housekeeping. We just want to make sure you guys are giving us 5-star ratings. I know Bunch always says 4 stars. No, only 5 stars, guys. Has
Raptor Jesus changed his rating yet?
I think he did.
Shut up. Did he?
I think he did. I'll have to go back and look.
He's still not following me on Twitter. It's making me mad.
Is he not?
No, he's doing it on purpose.
He's a fun guy.
He is.
It's getting under your skin.
It is. He knows
but follow us. Follow us on our Twitter. Follow us on our Instagram. Follow us on our Telegram. We have a lot of fun there. But for REKT Podcast, for Block Party, I'm Crypto Chamber. And don't get wrecked, and that's financial advice.
Financial advice.
That's pretty much it.
That was a fun one.